Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jason, and you're watching Jason Jensen Trains. Well, it's been 4 years since we've started this layout. Incredible. 4 years have just flown by. It will be so exciting to see what this layout will look like in another 4 years. Really, I'd like to have it done in maybe 6 more years. Be incredible to have such a detailed layout finished in a 10-year period. All right, well, in today's video, we're going to look at where we started and where we're headed with this layout. Again, I want to take a moment and thank all of you for the tremendous support. And for all of you who have sent me things for the layout, for all of the great Patreons that support the channel every month, all of you have helped tremendously. And I appreciate it so much. A lot of people ask me, how do you get so much done? Well, there's 2 reasons. The first would be prioritizing your time. You know, in the evening, it is so easy to sit on the couch in front of the television. And before you know it, it's time to go to bed. And the whole evening was spent on the couch. So a simple trick is to start watching some YouTube videos on model railroading. And as soon as it sparks an idea, turn it off and go into your shop or layout room and start doing something. And before you know it, 2-3 hours will be gone and you've gotten a lot accomplished. So that's the first thing. Prioritizing your time. The second thing is, believe it or not, having another hobby. Now, in the room right next door to us, I am building a sci-fi layout. And whenever I start to get tired of working on this, I then go and work on that layout. And while I'm working on that layout, I start coming up with new ideas or things that I want to work on in here. And vice versa. When I'm working on this layout, I'm thinking of sci-fi stuff that I can do on that layout. It's great. It just has really made the whole process go quicker. Because in the past, when I just had model railroading to focus on, I would get burned out. And sometimes it would last for a long time. I just would not want to work on the layout for a long period of time. And it would take a while to get inspired again to get back to work on it. So by having something else to focus on, it allows you time to think about what you want to do next on this project. Here is the newest structure on the layout. This is the limited edition kit. You know, another thing that helps motivate me is sharing my work on social media. Sharing it on Instagram, Facebook, doing YouTube videos, sharing it with people and getting lots of suggestions and lots of support. It has really, really helped the building process go a lot quicker. Let me put some images up on the screen showing you where we started. All of my bench work is done with 2x4s because that's what I had in the garage. And a long time ago, I had gone around to different construction sites where they were building new homes and apartments and asked if I could have some of the scraps. And I picked up a lot of different size 2x4s and plywood that I used to build this layout. I know it's pretty excessive. You certainly don't need to use anything that strong, but I know in the past I've actually had to get up on the layout and it supports my weight no problem. Well, as you can see from the photos, it's been quite the journey to get to this stage. Okay, next, let's talk about what direction we want to head with this layout. Some of the big projects that we want to tackle. Well, for a while, we've been focusing on this area. It has been so much fun. To continue working in this area, the next step will be to ballast all of the track on this loop here. Then when we're done with that, I would like to finish the back area here. Get this all completed. Then we can work on the area up here that's concrete and roads. I know that we'll be doing some bridge work along here with this raised track, but I'd like to bring in a road either back here or have a bridge and have the road come in from here, go in front of these two, and then back into this section here that's all raised on girders. So the track will connect right there, and then we'll have a whole flat area up here that we can start to put structures on. Then we have a whole hill that we have to build that will be completely full of structures and trees. Now, for a lot of the structures up here and here, we're going to be mixing in HO scale and N scale. And a lot of these will only be two-sided structures. Some might be three-sided. and then obviously some flats. Let me quick show you some of the structures that I have for this area. Okay, so here are some of the buildings that I'll be using. Lots of kit bashing. So the kits that you just saw will go along this wall on the upper level right there. We have so much more to do on this level here. We have more structures here, a few more here. There's a large apartment building that goes in here, and we'll have, I don't know, 2 or 3 buildings in this area. Then we have a large double track bridge that we have to build right here. And then we have to put in a stone or brick retaining wall along there, roads, just an endless amount of work here. We have a wood pier that comes out right here that is 2 levels with stairs underneath going up to the top level. And then we'll probably put a large crane on the end. And more waterfront structures. We have to do a bridge right here, and then another bridge in the back for vehicles. And then there'll be a road that goes through here. Another bridge to build. We have to take out this wood bridge here and make this concrete or stone, something, but fill this all in. And then lay our track for the upper level. And it'll keep going and connect right there. Then on this side, it'll loop. We may do some rearranging here just to fit in some more waterfront structures. We have lots of work to do in here with scenery and roads. The road here will go and then curve and go uphill to that level right there. And then it'll go in between and come out right there. It'll go uphill all the way back up to that point. Once we get all of our roads in and scenery, we can start to add a lot of detail. Figures, vehicles, trash, it's endless. I have so many details that need to be painted and added once we get to that point. We definitely have some more room for some small waterfront structures. So I'm really looking forward to that. Something I wanted to point out on this upper level here is that all of these structures that are up here, this is showing the back side of the structure because there's a track that services all those buildings. So the front of the building would be on the other side. So keep that in mind when you're building a layout, that the front of the building doesn't always have to be facing towards the viewer. Now we'll be adding a lot more billboards, and some of the billboards that I put on here, it may be the back side. So you'll see on the rooftop here, or up on these, that when I add a billboard, that it'll probably be the back side of the billboard. Now, as far as flats that will get taped to the wall, I want to do some small homes or apartment buildings to show that people live off of or in that direction of the layout. Because you have to imagine all the track is servicing industry that's along the waterfront. This is all water in the center. This is all water. So all the people that live would be off in that direction, if that makes sense. I say that because so many people ask me, where are the homes? Where does everybody live? Why aren't there like churches or a school building? Well, that's off in the distance. This is all stuff that is serviced by track. On the hill here, we may place some homes or apartment buildings. And possibly along here too on the upper level. I showed you those kits that I have. We also have to build a lot of boats. And finish some boats. I have been working on a lot of drawings for new kits that I'll be producing. And they are for specific areas on the layout. Real quick, I'd like to talk about some future plans for under the layout. This area along here and along here, I'd like to put shelves with plexiglass in the front that holds all of my rolling stock. And Eventually, I'll run out of room for structures on this layout. So my plan is to put a shelf down low and a shelf in the middle and go all along here and then all along here and have lights under there and put structures on display underneath the layout. I have a little bit of a mess in this corner from when I was making trees. Now, some of you may not realize that my workshop is right next to the layout. All right, well, that's all we have time for today. Again, I want to thank all of you so much. It is so incredible to be building my dream layout and sharing it with all of you. And then to get feedback and so much support from all of you, it just means the world to me. Thank you all so much. All right, well, it'll be exciting to see where we're at in another 4 years. Well, until next time, stay motivated and happy modeling, everyone.